Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Rubio's speech was a pure appeal to Western culture. My favorite part was when he said that American cowboys came from Spain.
I thought they came from Winnetou, but
I believe the Mexicans and descendants of African enslaved peoples would like to have a word on that.
What kind of word on it? That was, ladies and gentlemen, a New York representative, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, displaying her foreign policy charm offensive in Munich, Germany. She was wrong about that and many other things. Welcome to the Monday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour, fastest hour in American media. Carlos, would you mind just one more time? Let's play that clip again, please.
Rubio's speech was a pure appeal to Western culture. My favorite part was when he said that American cowboys came from Spain.
I thought they came from Winnetou, but
I believe the Mexicans and descendants of African enslaved peoples would like to have a word on that.
Yes, because all the enslaved African Americans were out cowboying while they were enslaved. And the Mexicans, ladies and gentlemen, sadly, Miss Cortez, I believe, must have gone to public school. Did she? Maybe she didn't. Was it because if this is private education, we need to really. My friends, his horses were in North America. Many of you know this, millions of years ago. But somewhere between 10,000 and 12,000 years ago, horses in North America went extinct. It was probably because people were driving around and the global warming got them or whatever. Climate change, you know how that goes. But yes, I know. Yeah. But anyway, the horses became extinct. And I love the way she says and. She says it's like two syllable. And. When the horses in America became extinct, they were gone. They were done. No more horses in America. Now, without horses, there are no cowboys. We know that, right? So, how did horses and cowboys happen? Spanish conquistadores, including Hernan Cortez, who, if we go back in the roots version of roots, might even be somehow related to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. There's a little chance, maybe. But Hernan Cortez, in the year 1519, reintroduced horses to the mainland of the United States of Americas. And where did the horses get their start and rebooted? In Mexico. I think the Mexicans would like to, the Mexicans, if they studied history, and many of them probably know more than she does, would say, yes, the Spanish brought the horses here, hence the cowboys. Marco Rubio was exactly right. And these Spanish horses, often of Iberian heritage, escaped some of them, and quickly adapted to the new environment. By the 1600s, the horses that the Spaniards brought over and some of the escaped horses were as far west as Wyoming, Kansas, New Mexico, which wasn't New Mexico back then, but it's New Mexico now. And they were already integrating horses into their to the cultures in these towns. Tribes like the Comanches, the Ute, became key in trading and spreading horses through the Great Plains. Spanish horses formed wild herd known as what? Mustangs. Long before Ford ever heard of them. Mustangs. From where? The Spaniards. These horses revolutionized life for the Native Americans, not for the indigenous slaves, unfortunately. Well, they did, use them in involuntary work, but they certainly weren't running around in great numbers slaving cowboys. That didn't happen. You had a few. Now, in many tribes, horses became the signs of wealth and prestige. Some tribes, like the Choctaw, by the way, I have Choctaw blood, had deep and early connections with the horses. Later, the British and the French brought more horses over here. And that created a genetic diversity that was even greater in American herds of horses. By the mid-1800s, a mere 200 years later, the horses were everywhere in the West. They must have been doing it like bunnies, because they spread like wildfire, so to speak, everywhere.